Hey, welcome to On the One and Done. This is a show that celebrates the greatest funk songs ever created. Please be sure to like, comment, and share the show, and set your alert notifications so as to never miss a video. Thank you very much for your continued interest and support. I'm your tour guide for this affair, Scott Dr. Jigs Goldfine, lifelong funkateer, DJ, music journalist, author of Everything is on the One, the First Guide to Funk, and producer of The Truth and Rhythm, Where'd You Get Your Funk From, and Jam Fans Forum podcasts. In this episode, we're going to get down and dirty with the Commodores 1976 Groove Bomb Fancy Dancer. We'll check out a live version so we can see Lionel Richie and the rest of the fellas doing their thing, and also make it less likely for YouTube's algorithm for copyrights to block this video. Support the artists and musicians featured in this episode and all Funkin' Stuff channel programming by purchasing their recordings. You can use the link in the description to do so. And if they're still performing, get out and see those shows. The mission with On the One and Done is to review, analyze, and especially appreciate this amazing music. And in doing so, educate, evaluate, lend insights, and stimulate comment on the songs and artists. The Commodores were not just one of the best and most successful funk and R&B bands of the 1970s, but by the end of that decade, they were one of the biggest groups in the world. Signed to a record deal in 1972, that's a record deal, not a record deal in terms of money, but a recording career, and having toured as an opening act for the Jackson 5, the self-contained six-man band from Alabama was a departure from Motown's assembly line-like approach of using scores of specialists to generate hits. Under the guidance of producer and arranger James Carmichael, the Commodores were on the brink of superstardom when they uncorked their excellent fourth studio set in 1976, titled Hot on the Tracks. Let's get into it now, doing it on the one and done, to the fierce and frisky Fancy Dancer.
Have you found yourself in love before? Tell me, you're a different kind of thing. Three, baby, such a real feeling, child. The kind of feeling good love and brain.
I was ahead of myself on lyrics.
Head on my shoulder. It's a spinning around and around, yeah, baby. It's the sound of sweet funky music that I do sound. Even when there ain't no sound, yeah. Visions of you, my love, dancing in my head. The star of my life, girl. And one thing can be said, that you're my best dancer. Down, dancing dancer. The best dancer. Dancing dancer.
Such a tight groove, good lord. Lionel out front, moved from the back to be a lead guy.
Girl, you blow in my mind, you're so fine, my friend dancer. Ow!
Love those horns, man.
The way you move is such a freaky thrill, baby. Come on. The way you do your thing, baby. Oh, girl, the way you twist and turn your body, you're like a puppet on a string. Woo! Sugar, yeah. Shake it, baby. Shake it, baby. Oh, you're like a box rolling down a mountain, yeah.
Oh man, what a funky groove. Written by Lionel Richie and bassist Lionel Pred, who later relocated to his present homeland of New Zealand and can be checked out in a recent Truth and Rhythm podcast episode right here on the Funkin' Stuff channel. This intense funker led off side 2 of the Hot on the Tracks LP. While that album was primarily funk, its most successful track was the Richie ballad Just to Be Close to You. Fancy Dancer was not released as a single until 1977, the same year the Commodores would later experience breakthrough crossover success with their self-titled album, sometimes referred to as the Blue Album, which contained Easy, Brickhouse, and Zoom. This track peaked at number 9 on the R&B chart and reached number 39 on the pop side. Let's rewind it a little bit and get back to it Oh, what a groove.
Fancy dancer. Girl, you blowing my mind. You're so fine, my fancy dancer. Ow! The way you move is such a freaking thrill.
Love their dynamics.
Baby. Come on. The way you do your
It's Thomas McClary back there.
Baby. Oh, girl, the way you twist and turn your body. You're like a puppet on a string. Woo! Sugar. Yeah. Shake it, baby. Shake it, baby. Oh, you're like a box rolling down a block. Yeah. Hey, what? Got me crazy. Sexy lady. You know that there's only one thing I can say. I'll say you're my fancy dancer. Down. Fancy dancer. Fancy dancer. Fancy dancer. Fancy dancer. Yeah, yeah. Fancy dancer.
It's a hard one. All right, with them breaking it down there, I got to tell you that when I interviewed Commodores guitarist Thomas McClary on the Truth and Rhythm show, he talked about and described the group's signature sound, which is wholly embodied by this rip-roaring throwdown, Richie's sassy vocalizations with a touch of Sly Stone, and the Ohio player's Sugarfoot, the propulsive groove and bass pluck, the insistent keys and killer horn arrangements are all prominent and flawlessly executed in the studio version of this cut. Speaking of the Ohio players, this track was arguably the band's closest emulation of that great group's oral aesthetic. A few years later, Cameo locked into a similar vibe for another smoker, Keep It Hot, which will undoubtedly be the subject of a future episode. Taking it back a little bit and getting back to it with Fancy Dancer, baby.
Baby, shake it, baby. Oh, you're like a box rolling down a block. Yeah. Hey, what? Got me crazy. Sexy lady. You know that there's only one thing I can say. I'll say you're my fancy dancer. Down. Fancy dancer. Oh, you're my fancy dancer. Fancy dancer.
Keys in the background. Break it down, fellas. Break it down. Walter Clyde Orange on drums.
We're gonna shake it. Just a little bit, just a little bit. Come on. Shake it, baby. Shake it, baby. Drive me crazy. Shake it, baby. Just so bad there's only one thing I can say. Drive me crazy.
Breaking it down for sure. Hot on the Tracks, which was a train-themed follow-up of sorts to the previous Commodores album, Moving On, was among the band's strongest and also included one of the group's most overlooked should-have-been-a-hit songs in High on Sunshine. The album took the Commodores to the top of the R&B chart for the first time and reached 12 on the Billboard Top 200. The full band for this project was Richie on vocals, saxophone, and keys, the late Milan Williams on keys, McClary with vocals and guitars, LaPred on bass, Walter Clyde Orange handling the drums and vocals, and William King blowing trumpet. King is the only original still performing under the Commodore's name. Let's finish out this groove right about now.
Sexy lady. Come on. Wow.
Check them out. Did they pick that up opening for the Jackson 5, or did the Jackson 5 pick that up from the Commodores?
Baby, do it, baby. Oh, sugar, shake it around.
Ohio Players vibes.
Oh, baby, you look so good. Yeah, sugar, 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 sugar. Say, yeah, baby. I say, do it, baby. Yeah, baby. Say, shake it around. Yeah, around. Say, you look so good.
Symbols. Oh, that was wicked, beautiful. Oh, that was so awesome. What a groove. I had the pleasure of seeing the Commodores live at UCLA's Poly Pavilion during their peak around 1977 to 78. It was an amazing and super fun, basically the same show as their great 1977 double live album. It was among the most energetic performances among the hundreds of shows I have experienced. The fact is that the Commodores were not only one of the funkiest bands of the 1970s, but also one of the most successful, rivaling Earth, Wind & Fire, for example. As such, it remains a travesty that they have not been inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Only Richie, who went on to solo pop superstardom, has been so enshrined. I hope we live to see that situation remedied. Fancy Dancer is right up there with other Commodores funk favorites like I Feel Sanctified, Slippery When Wet, which is the first one I discovered by them, and I was hooked. The criminally overlooked Gimme My Mule. If you don't know that one on the Moving On album, you got to hear that jam, Gimme My Mule. Also Funky Situation and many others. Again, learn much more about this tremendous group by checking out separate multi-part Truth and Rhythm episodes featuring Thomas McClary and Ronald LaPred at funkinstuff.net. This wraps up another edition of On the One and Done. Special thanks to PTFI for providing the theme music. Support the artists and musicians featured in this episode and all Funky Stuff channel programming by purchasing their recordings and attending their performances. Put some comments down in the comments. Where else would you do it? But, I want to hear from you. This is your community. For starters, to get the conversation going, where does this song, Fancy Dancer, rank among your all-time Commodores tracks? I would say it's in my top 5 for sure, probably top 3. Where were you when you first heard it? Do you remember that? Who do you feel influenced this song? I had mentioned Ohio Players and Sly Stone. Who do you think was influenced by it? Maybe Cameo, for example, like I mentioned. Can anything have been done to make this song better, do you think? Chime in and build this community and keep the funk alive. Also drop down in the comments with other songs you'd like to see featured on this program. With that, until next time, this is Scott Dr. Jigs Goldfine saying, keep on vibrating to the rhythm of the one.